All right, boys. So here we are going to be looking at the new DIANE buffs. Obviously, this is a patch note, so obviously we have other things as well going along during this read. So, you know, you got some stuff for grandcross festival spin event. But let's go into the main thing and go back to everything else, which is the DIANE buffs. Okay? And oh my god, there's no way. Is they actually making this character still not be able to be used in Endure? What? Well, let's pull this up. Actually no. Let me just zoom in. Yeah. There you go. So right now, so it says increase base stats of allies participating in battle by 15%. Each year, all stats duo by 7%. Very giant. And at the start of the allies' turn, Wrath of Earth is applied to enemies that do not have Wrath of the Earth. So at the start of the allies' turn, Wrath of the Earth is applied to enemies that do not have Wrath of the Earth. Did that do something before? Did you get something for that? I think so. It said at the start of the battle, Giant Queen Protection is applied to hero, and suppressed damage taken is applied to applicable allies for 1 turn. So now you have a damage cap. There we go. That's what we want to see. A freaking damage cap. Let's go. So without even needing a character like Alpha to actually apply another set of damage cap, now she will pretty much provide that at the beginning of the turn, I'm assuming. So even only going second, you now have a chance to kind of tank some of those hits, which was kind of the issues that most players would play against a super offensive unknown team, and then Millen would just one-shot you afterwards, even while using Alpha. Because again, you would just use those 2 hits and get rid of that misform effect. And then have another change. 1 Wrath of Fair King is moved each time the hero duo take damage from enemy skill during enemy turn. What was the change before? 1 Wrath of Fair King is moved from the hero duo when a applicable ally takes the... Oh, so before it was that... I didn't even know this from last time, but you could literally lose a Fairy King effect if your ally took the damage. That was kind of... Okay, I see why they changed that, because that was a little bit dumb. Okay, that was a little bit dumb. And the damage dealt plus 30% against targets who have not accumulated maximum wrath of damage. So now it's going to hit a lot harder. Right? I thought he was just changing the I thought he was changing the single target. Wasn't the patch notes, they said they didn't feel comfortable with the single target? This is the AoE. Did the AoE literally need to be changed? Wait a second. Is this Loki a shaft? I mean, you get so this was the main things I had in my video. I said, yo, this character needs to be able to be used in the Enduro fights. As you can see, the character still cannot be used in Enduro fight because he still has the same icon. Then I said they should be able to take damage while going second, and they did do that. All right, you have a 50% damage cap, which is very, very good. And it said the Wrath of Earth is applied to enemies that do not have the Wrath of Earth. I forget if Wrath of Earth gave you something, because it's like at the start of the turn. So oh, unless it's like unless it reapplies. Is that what they're saying? Oh, is it like something where it's like reapply? Because I think like something like with Arthur, with his like Holy Relic, like the OG Arthur, it'll be like, yeah, at the start of the ally's turn you get the debuffs, right? It'd be like at the start of the ally's turn. So I'm assuming this meaning that it will reapply. Okay, so that's a W. Okay, so that's a W. I had to reread it for a second because it's early in the morning, but so it's saying that it will reapply if they do not have it. Okay, so that makes total sense. That's a W then. So the damage cap thing, also a W, because now you're able to reapply it as well. And this is also a W because obviously now the ally isn't, you don't lose it from an ally taking damage, the Fairy King effect. Even though I didn't really see that too much, just because again, most of the time in playing PvP, most players are spamming AoEs. So I literally didn't even notice that I was losing the Fairy King effect for my ally just taking the damage. It's not just DIANE herself or DIANE King. But I guess that's the W too. Again, for me, I would have loved to have seen them actually allow this character to be used into deathmatch, the enduro fights. And I was not expecting them to change the ultimates and AoE, because if you go back into the patch notes real quick, where they talk about adjustments in King DIANE, it said that it has been confirmed that the additional damage calculation method for single target skills does not align with original design intent. So because they didn't change it, does that mean that it did work? It did align then, right? They literally say the single target skill. I never had a problem with the AoE. Usually the single target skill just did no damage, or you'll play against a low CL player and then you'll get pretty much shafted if you have that petrification on. But I guess that's a W in my books. Let me zoom this back out. I don't really want to see it that big. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comments how do you feel about that buff. Again, now you have damage cap, so DIANE isn't gonna get blasted by unknown team first turn, or I guess you can say any team like Goddesses or Marilli, in case you don't have alpha. So that's really, really good. Damage cap for the entire team is really good, especially especially because it's gonna be applied for the Sins team too, right? Oh, that's gonna be goated, bro, for the Sins team. The Sins team might eat then. The Sins team might eat. What other thing we got here? So I think I already talked about the Grand Festival spin event. That's okay. This is the last part to be able to get that that Percival. Like if you go in the game, right here real quick. You go to the game. Pretty much most players are probably missing this one in terms of the Garden Party. Oh my god, it's gonna load up. There you go. This one, that's what that event is. Again, they already said it before that it was going to be the last one that you might need, but you have to wait for this patch. So that is what this is right here, which is great. And then we got the Malik boss, which just a rerun. Hidden treasures. Let's see, did they fix the issue with her talent? Because her talent had an issue. An issue where some skill effects, flawless and unity are not applied properly. I think that is the fix. Then they changed the availability. So yeah, that is going to be pretty much the patch notes, man. I can't say this is an L of a update or a buff, just because it's kind of gives you some of the things that a lot of players was complaining about. Again, I'm surprised they didn't really change anything about the single target skill, because that seemed like they really wanted to change that. But I guess it's fine because they are kind of boosting up that AoE damage a little bit. So it's going to help out that single target regardless. Yeah, it's going to help out the single target regardless, because then you'll be able to deal more damage. So I guess that's okay-ish. So you got damage cap, able to keep reapplying the earth thing, which is really nice. And then the hero duo has to take damage instead of your ally, and then you now have a little bit more damage for your AoE. So I guess that's I guess you give it a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. I also want to say this in terms of the this is a special tournament where obviously they choose the top 100 players. Players with the highest box CC in the game. They've picked about 100 players, and these are the players right now. Again, this can usually change because, again, some people are just sometimes busy for those days. So sometimes they swap these players out. But these are the people. Shout out to you if you are participating, though. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, make sure you guys like and subscribe again. Let me know how do you feel about the DIANE buffs. Is it a W or is it an L? I think it's probably a little bit of an L, like 6 out of 10. Didn't really do much fixes. Again, it does help though. Again, now you can go second comfortably, especially if you're using alpha. But for majority of players, you're probably not gonna try to use DIANE like that anyways, right?